to another exciting review of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And today we are going to be examining chapter 6 of part 3, which says the safety valve in handling complaints. Many of us have had to handle complaints in the past, and many of us still have to handle complaints now. In fact, for as long as you're alive, there will always be complaints to handle, right? So how do we handle complaints wisely, smartly, and safely without complicating matters further? And if we know how to handle complaints, we are going to win with people. We are going to be able to influence people positively. We are going to be able to win them over to our own side of thinking or our way of thinking. Right. My day has been awesome. Thank you. It's a holiday here today in Nigeria, so I enjoyed some rest at home. Right. So we all know that most people, try to win others to their way of thinking by talking so much. Oh, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. They want to talk. They want to express themselves. They want to let out all the things that are on their chest, right? And so they complicate matters. But no, that is not the right way to handle complaints. The right way to handle complaints is to allow other people do the talking. Let the other party talk while you listen. Listen attentively, because these people have a lot to voice out. So even while you are trying to talk simultaneously with them, they are not listening to what you're saying. They know more about their families more than you. They know more about their businesses more than you. They know more about their jobs more than you, right? And they have this opinion already formed. They have all the ideas, all the things that they want to say. So you talking while they are talking is a waste of time. Let them let it out. Allow them to express themselves, right? Ask them questions. Give them prompts so that they can talk. And as they are talking, you will be tempted to interrupt because, yes, you are also yearning to talk, right? Especially when they have said something that you do not agree with. You immediately want to cut in and say your own. But no, don't fall for that temptation. Give them time to express themselves fully, because if you keep on interrupting them, it is dangerous. You are not going to get anywhere, and you may end up complicating the matter, right? No matter how much you talk, they are not going to listen to you. They are not going to pay attention because their own ideas are crying for expression. So listen patiently and listen with an open mind. Don't listen to respond. Rather, listen to understand what they are saying and be sincere about it. In fact, encourage them to speak. Probe them, ask questions, and this policy pays anywhere, whether in your relationships, whether in your business, whether in your family, with your friends, and anything at all. It pays. Here's the story of a sales representative who forced this policy into action. He decided to try it and he won. So this guy was working with one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the United States, and alongside some companies, he was negotiating for a year's requirement of upholstery fabrics. So with this particular company, right? And this big company has said, okay, these three companies that are negotiating, right? With this particular company. So they said, okay, bring your representatives on a certain day, let them come over to come and defend their negotiation, their propositions, and all of that, right? One other representative that had flown into town with different things to say, several attacks and everything, he had flown in. And this day came. And while they were negotiating, the first person that talked, when it got to the turn of this guy, let's call him Mr. R, right? It happened that he suddenly lost his voice. He could not talk. Everybody was waiting patiently. The textile manager, the purchasing agent, the director of sales, and the president of this particular company. They were waiting patiently for this man to talk. Okay, defend your proposal. But this man could not talk. He was trying to talk, but he couldn't. He had lost his voice. So he asked them for a pad. And he wrote on that pad, "Gentlemen, I have lost my voice. I am speechless." Immediately, the president of the company said, okay, don't worry, I'll do the talking for you. And he started doing the talking for him, highlighting the positive points about his proposal, about his goods, about their products and everything. He talked so much about them as if he already prepared. In fact, not as if he prepared anything, because if this guy had not lost his voice, he would have gotten it wrong. Everything that he planned to say would have been so wrong. Yes, according to him, he said, I know I would have lost the contract if I had not lost my voice because I had the wrong idea of the whole proposition. So he discovered by accident how richly it sometimes pays to let the other person do the talking. Right. The guy said as a result of this unique conference, as a result of him losing his voice and not being able to speak for himself, he won over 500,000 yards of upholstery fabrics, which came to a value of $1.6 million. It was the biggest order he had ever received, right? Just because he could not talk. An act of God, you would say, yeah. So sometimes it just pays to be quiet. Seriously, it pays to be quiet. There are times that you would have, ranted, you would have said so much and everything, but for some reason, you are just quiet, not because you wanted to be quiet, but maybe like an act of God, as Mr. Gabriel said. You just did not talk at that time. Maybe something distracted you or whatever. And at the end of the day, you are thanking God, thank God you kept quiet. Thank God that you did not say anything. So silence can be golden. Yeah. There are so many other stories here, and it can happen in business, in any way, in our relationships with our children. There's also the story of Lori or Barbara Wilson here. Her relationship with her daughter was deteriorating seriously. Her daughter had become uncooperative. She had become so disobedient and all of this. This woman had done everything. She had threatened, she had lectured her, she had tried to punish her. She had done everything that she knew to do as a mother, but the situation kept on getting worse. But on this particular day, this daughter, Lori, had disobeyed her and had gone to see, her girlfriend. And when she returned, this woman was boiling. She was ready to scream for the 10,000th time, right? But she just found out that she did not have the strength to do so. When you have really met somebody that, I'm going to bring down the roof today. And all of a sudden, she didn't have the strength to do that. She just said, why? Lori, why? But what she said came out calmly. And the daughter, received some kind of soothing, as if her mother's voice just calmed her down. She said, Laura, why, Lori, why? And Lori noted, her condition and the calm voice and said, do you really want to know? Mom, do you really want to know? At first, she was hesitant. But before she knew it, she started talking. She started expressing herself. And it was then that the mother realized that she had been doing the talking all along, giving her daughter instructions. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Sometimes as parents, we think that we have all the power, the veto power to order our children around. After all, I'm your father. Sit down there. I'm your mother. How dare you talk to me like that? I never talk to my parent like that. I would not pay your school fees. You can't do. No. So Mrs. Barbara realized that her daughter wanted to be heard. Her daughter wanted to express herself. Her daughter wanted a confidant, not an instructor, not a boss. Right. That was when she realized it. And as their relationship took a better turn. In fact, a turn around. From that moment onward, she started enjoying her relationship with her daughter. So instead of bossing your children around, listen to them. Because don't think that they are not talking. Because they are not talking to you. They are talking to somebody else who is giving them listening ears. So just be praying that they are not talking to the wrong person who is going to influence them negatively, right? Don't be too bossy. We know that you are the parents. We know you are the one paying the school fees. They are eating your food. They are under your roof. But calm down. They are human beings too. Even my 2-year-old son is going to revolt if you use force too much. Sometimes he say, Jeremiah, sit down there. I will beat you. And then he starts crying and shouting down, the entire house, throwing tantrum. I'll be the one to say sorry last. I say, oh, I'm so sorry. And then that's when he will calm down. So sometimes easy does it. It doesn't mean that we'll spoil them, right? We can still discipline them. We can still be strict. But we can do it in a loving manner that they will know that, oh, mommy loves me, daddy loves me, right? There's also the story here of a guy who won an interview and got a job because he decided to speak with the interest of his prospective employer at heart. So he wanted this job badly. He did a bit of research about this company. And then when he got to the interview, he told the chairman of the company, he said, I should be mighty proud to be associated with an organization with a record like yours. I understand you started 28 years ago with nothing but desk room and one stenographer. Is that true? That was the prompt. That was the prompt that the chairman of the company needed. And he started talking. It was a good time for him to boast about his achievements, to tell this prospective employee how far he had come, how much he had grown in the business, and now he has become proud. How when he started, he wanted to give up, people ridiculed him, he was discouraged and all of that. But he kept on pressing, he kept on pressing. And at the time of the interview, he was so proud that all the other firms on Wall Street would come to him for guidance, for advice, So there is nobody, no successful person that does not like to reminisce about his early struggles. When you give people a chance to do the talking, to do the boasting by themselves, they will tell you everything that you need. Right. And at the end of the day, this guy just called his assistant and said, I think this is the person we're looking for. Just like that. Instead of going there and boasting and saying all that you can do, no. Give the other person a chance to also boast, to talk about all of his accomplishments and all of that, Right. Even if our friends would much rather talk to us about their achievements than listen to us, boast about that. Nobody wants to listen to you talking so much about you and you alone. They would not even be paying attention. Right. Instead, they may even resent you. That is it only you. You have achieved this, you have achieved that. One lady made that big mistake. Her name is Henrietta G. She was by far the best liked placement counselor in the Midtown Personnel Agency in New York City. Right. She would often boast about her achievements. She would brag about all the placements she had made, all the new accounts that she had opened. She would talk about her accomplishments, thinking that her colleagues would really enjoy that. But no, they resented her. And she did not make a single friend amongst her colleagues, because they'll be like, what's wrong with her? Is she the only one? Human beings are naturally like that, right? But she really wanted them to be her friends. And then she turned the situation around by allowing them to talk about her accomplishments. She wouldn't talk about her own. She would ask about other people's accomplishments and allow them to boast about theirs. She would only talk about her accomplishments if anybody asked her. Right. That was what she learned. And before she knew it, she had so many friends amongst her colleagues. This is to say that as human beings, we are naturally selfish. Right. Don't think that, people are going to be like, when you're talking about yourself all the time. Let the other person do the talking. Even if somebody is angry, maybe as a business person, somebody is angry, they want to come and complain, they are ready to fight you and everything. When they come, calm them down, right? And ask them questions that will prompt them to talk, to release everything that they have on their chests, to express themselves. And when they are doing that, don't interrupt. If they want to be mad and rant, let them do it. Let them have their time, right? And when they are done, in a calm voice, still calm voice, now respond. They've had their time. Now they will listen to you. You are not attacking them. You are not, with a smile on your face. It will melt their hearts. It will. Try this method, right? So don't forget principle 6. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Sometimes you just rest. When they are talking, you discover that, thank God I did not talk. Thank God I was not too forward. I would have said the wrong thing. I would have put myself in trouble. So silence can be golden. Thank you so much. That'll be all for tonight. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olade Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again on Monday as we review chapter 7 of part 3, which is titled How to Get Cooperation. Take good care, have a fantastic weekend, and be intentional. Bye. Thank you. You're welcome, everybody.